He's going back to Vlad, man. I'm like, wow.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
Well. Looks like Lord Jamar has finally decided to end his boycott versus Vlad and his platform. For those who may not know, Vlad has just announced that he has a brand new interview with Lord Jamar dropping today. Okay, now of course, this is the first time people will see Lord Jamar back on VladTv ever since he started the boycott against Vlad and his platform. Okay, if you remember, Vlad initially misquoted the Minister Farrakhan, and because he refused to make a public apology, Godfrey and Lord Jamar decided to boycott Vlad and his platform altogether. Okay, now of course, as of recently, Lord Jamar and Godfrey, they had their falling out over a flat earth debate. Okay, in the middle of their back and forth, Lord Jamar accused Godfrey of being the first person to return back to Vlad and his platform. However, as you can see here, clearly, Lord Jamar was wrong. Okay, now, of course, moments ago, Godfrey, he reacted to Lord Jamar making his return back to VladTv. So with that being said, I don't want to hold y'all up any longer. Please let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. And also, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But like I said, I don't want to hold y'all up any longer. Again, let me know your thoughts on this controversy involving Lord Jamar, Godfrey, and Vlad from VladTv. All right, let's get right to it, y'all.
Yeah, Lord Jamar is going back to Vlad. He's going back to Vlad, man. I'm like, wow. And he was saying that I was going to go and sell out and go back to Vlad, and he just went back to Vlad. Man, that's corny as shit. I'm not going back. You got your mind. I don't have no beef with him. I don't have a beef with Vlad at all. I just not going back to the show because, you know, what he did was wrong. Culturally, it was just off. It wasn't cool. So I'm not going back. No, I don't have a beef with Vlad at all, but I'm not going back though. That would be foolish. You know, that would just be foolish. It just goes against, I mean, just too many sellouts out here. It's just too much. We gotta be able to stand on principles sometimes. That's what I say. You know? You know what I mean? Lord Jamar is going back to Vlad. He took a photo with him the other day. Yes. And it was me and Lord Jamar that called Vlad that we were leaving his show, and this Negro is going back to him. He went back yesterday, I think, because Lord Jamar is mad that I don't believe that the earth is flat, which is insane. Which it doesn't, and I don't have a beef with Lord Jamar either. He has a problem with me because I don't believe the earth is flat. All right. Man, this shit is crazy. I'm just waiting to hear Lord Jamar's excuse when he gets back on there. That's what I want. Just because I don't believe that the earth is flat. First of all, I don't really give a shit what the shape of the earth is. I really don't care. As long as it doesn't affect me flying a plane, going to the bathroom. I don't care if the earth is a parallelogram. The earth can be a parallelogram. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn. In fact, I would love the earth to be a parallelogram because that is my favorite geometric figure in geometry. I always loved the parallelogram. I was going, because I never knew why we needed it. Why the fuck do we need a parallelogram? You know what a parallelogram is, right? Parallelogram, right? Parallelogram, right? Like smart, intelligent comedy. Yo, Ilja! Assalam, brother. Listen. Yo, your man, Lord Jamar went back to Vlad. He went back to Vlad, man. We got Elijah Farrakhan on here, he is the captain of the FOI. I hope I got that right, bro. He's the captain of FOI. That's my man, 100 grand. I'm at the gym. I'm off this weekend. All right, boy, get that gym going. Yes, he's here from the Nation of Islam. You got it, Tony. Yeah. Go see Tony Baker. Go see Tony. Anytime Tony Baker's in town, Go see him. I guarantee you, you will be happy. Period. Right on. That's right. That's right. That's right. Matt, if I can't come to your show, house arrest. Oh shit. Sorry. Yeah. Uh Elijah. Yeah. Can you believe that? He went back to Vlad. So after we had that big discussion, that big when am I gonna be in Dallas? I'll be in Dallas in November. Arlington Improv in November. Arlington Improv in November. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing Vlad. Yeah, can you believe Tony Baker was here in Houston a few days ago? Okay. I'll be in DC at the end of October. The end of October, I'll be in DC Improv.
So Godfrey is saying that, damn, Lord Jamal, but you know why though? I'm gonna tell you why Lord Jamal went back. This is why. He's trying to get people to come see when he was on Vlad, and look how you looking in the picture. Like, yeah, I knew he'd be back. See the look he got in this picture. I think what it is Lord Jamar. I think numbers on his podcast on his YouTube channel went down drastically after he left Vlad. Cause he wasn't even doing no podcast or no stuff on YouTube. He was just doing Vlad, but he figured he would capitalize off the momentum of his interviews with Vlad, and he started his own podcast. I think it was called "You Know What I Mean" podcast. Know what I mean? Yada. I forgot the name of it, but he just took in Lord Jamal's podcast. But I think that's probably why he went back to Vlad. His numbers on his podcast, I think, were strong. I forgot he had a podcast. And the cool part about it is I used to watch it with him, Raw Digger, and Godfrey. But then Godfrey and Lord Jamal fell out. And I believe Lord Jamal thought that off his stardom of being a hip-hop legend, that he didn't need Godfrey for his, you know what I mean? I don't know whether Rod Digger's still on there. But I think ever since Godfrey left, I forgot he even had a podcast. I was watching him because I liked the commentary between Lord Jamar and Godfrey. But then him and Godfrey fell out, and Godfrey doesn't go on there no more. And I forgot he had a podcast. I'm thinking that's probably why he came back. He came back because he wants the numbers to get back on his podcast after leaving Vlad. Because I think his numbers went down. And I think him being on Vlad, who Vlad got, 6 million subscribers, he figured this would give my podcast some more fire. He apologized, so I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to be driven to his podcast more because they're, oh, damn, Lord Jamar came back. So I think that's why he came back, is because his podcast isn't doing so well. And him getting back with Vlad would just, shoot the fire up to him. Put a little bit of heat to his YouTube channel. That's what I think. As far as Godfrey, every time I look around, Godfrey numbers get more and more. It goes up because Godfrey is not trying to be. See, a lot of times rappers can be too cool. The whole persona of a rapper is just always being too cool for the room. Talk with swag. Yeah, talk that street shit. And when you too cool for the room, that's boring sometimes. It was cool when he had Godfrey on there because Godfrey, he's a comedian. Comedians, most times, they're not trying to be too cool for the room. They don't mind cutting the food because they're entertainers, so they don't mind losing themselves doing impressions or acting goofy because that's how they make their money, and that leads to an entertaining podcast or entertainment TV watching or whatever you want to call it. And Lord Jamal, I think watching him just reading shit off the chat and just smoking a blunt in his condo and shit, playing with his dogs, that became boring to people. And then, like I say, him and Godfrey fell out. He already fell out with Vlad, so that took the momentum out of his podcast, not going to Vlad no more, because Vlad got the numbers and the eyeballs more than Lord Jamar has. So then he got with Godfrey. He still didn't have the eyeballs, but that brought a little bit of attention to him. Him and Godfrey and Lord Jamar teaming up to start their own thing, which I thought was beautiful, man. I would love to have let that succeed. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't. They fell out over some flat earth stuff. And to be honest with you, what Godfrey was saying, I don't think that they fell out over the flat earth thing. I think Lord Jamar feels as though that Godfrey set him up to be ambushed. You know, because he was supposed to be trying to debate with Neil deGrasse Tyson, but for whatever reason, it fell through. And they had this other guy. And I think Lord Jamar feels as though you guys never had Neil deGrasse Tyson. Because, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson does the earth and the space type stuff. And he's very knowledgeable of the earth and the space and the atmosphere. So Lord Jamar thought he was going to debate with somebody of a bigger ilk than this random dude that they found. So when Lord Jamar came up there, and it was this dude attacking him he didn't know that he felt was beneath him. He felt like, oh, Godfrey and Andre, who was there on that particular episode? It was Godfrey and the other comedian. I forgot his name. Dante. You know, I think his name was Dante. Dante Nero, yeah. That's the other comedian. Lord Jamar felt like, oh, y'all never did have Neil deGrasse Tyson. Y'all never did have him at all. Y'all just set me up to talk to this dude who I don't know, who has to Lord Jamar. Nobody knows who he is. And I'm going to lend my fame to this dude to debate, and it's going to make him famous. So, no, I'm not doing that. And y'all two set me up. Y'all never knew Neil deGrasse Tyson. That was something that I think Lord Jamar felt like, damn, you know what? If y'all would have called me, yo, before I came down here, hey, yo, we didn't get Neil deGrasse Tyson, but we got this other dude. He couldn't make it, but we got this other dude. He's a flat earther. He's such and such, you know. And that would have gave Lord Jamar the heads up. You know what? Do you want to do the interview or do you not? Lord Jamar probably, if Godfrey would have called him, like, this is what's happening. We couldn't get Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I want to let you know that. But we got this dude, and this is his background, and I'm giving you the option if you want to come on and debate with this guy or not. Then I think Lord Jamar would have looked at, okay, well, now I know what I'm getting into. Now I know what's about to happen. You know, if he would have gave him a heads up. But I'm thinking that's probably what it is. Godfrey, I think this because it's over the flat earth. No, I think it's because Lord Jamar felt like he was getting ready to debate with an actual higher arc person. And he gets there, and this dude off the internet just started going in on him. You know what I'm saying? Calling him dumb. And he was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why? Where's Neil? Where's Neil? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the fallout is all about. He felt like Godfrey was trying to get numbers off of Jess and make this dude famous to who he didn't know. And he didn't give him a heads up. He didn't give him, hey, man, this give you a heads up. We couldn't get Neil. This is what's happening. This is the change. We got this guy. He's very knowledgeable. Just let you know what's up. So just in case you want to come on and talk and debate with him, you cool. But just let you know off rip, we couldn't get Neil because something else. Because Godfrey talked about that. They after they had the falling out with Lord Jamar, they talked about that on the next show with Dante. Like, we tried to get Neil, but we couldn't. But they didn't give him a heads. I think Lord Jamar felt like they could have gave him a heads up. So that way, that would have gave Lord Jamar the opportunity to, and then he's in there with a bunch of comedians he don't really know. A lot of times, hood dudes. Cause Lord Jamar is a hood nigga from New York. New Rochelle, I think, is where he's from. So he felt like, okay, I thought it was just gonna be me, you, and Neil deGrasse Tyson. But now I get there and Dante's there. I don't think he really knew Dante like that. And then I think Yamanika showed up. So this was like, what's going on? Like, I came here for Neil deGrasse Tyson. What is going on here? It's a bunch of just, you know, bullshit. Just a bunch of, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing, you know, I came here for a purpose, and now it's all switched up. You know, and I think that's what Lord Jamar was mad at. He felt like Godfrey could have gave him a heads up. called him and let him know. And that would have gave him the choice. You know what? I ain't trying to be bothered with this dude that's unknown. I ain't trying to help to blow his name up off me. I'm going to sit this one out. Thanks for the heads up. Okay, cool. Just wanted to let you know. You see what I'm saying? That's why he always kept saying after they fell out, Godfrey and Dante set me up. They tried to set me up. They set me up, you know. But yeah, but Godfrey got numbers. He has more numbers to his podcast or YouTube channel than Lord Jamar. So that's why he's not crawling back to Vlad. But I wonder if Godfrey was in the same position as Lord Jamar, his in Godfrey We Trust podcast ain't gonna get the numbers like, you know, not getting the numbers like Lord Jamar. I wonder would Godfrey, and plus, you know, Godfrey got comedy to fall back on. He's making big money, getting the bag every weekend, hitting these different cities. So he really doesn't need. I mean, I don't know. Lord Jamar may have paper stacked up, you know, but he may not. He may was trying to make this YouTube thing his bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? And Godfrey, for the most part, he don't need to go back, crawling back to Vlad to get his numbers up on his podcast. He got his tours to fall back on. He's shooting a special at the Apollo in July. He got stuff going. He's being asked to do other podcasts. I just saw him on Angela Yee like yesterday. He was on Big Boy's Neighborhood like last week. So he's able to move around to be on other people's podcasts without going to Lord Jamar, who got big numbers like Vlad. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have the quarterback. So I was just wondering if Godfrey didn't have those numbers, would he crawl back like Lord Jamar? I'm just saying. Godfrey podcast is kind of hot, so he ain't got to come crawling back. You know. I'm just saying. If Godfrey was in the predicament Lord Jamar in as far as views, I don't know. I think Godfrey will probably right there with Lord Jamar with Vlad arm on his shoulder. I'm just saying. It's cool to say, I ain't going back to that fool. I ain't going back to him. Yeah, you got numbers. Your podcast is rolling. You got tour dates set up. You shooting a comedy special. You got somebody I think approached The Rock hitting you up. He showed how The Rock called him and congratulated on him getting his special. The Rock ain't calling Lord Jamar. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't got to go back to Vlad. So I'm just saying, if Godfrey didn't have these numbers and this hype right now, he'd probably be right there with Vlad. With Vlad like this on him. You know, I'm just saying. So it's easy to say you ain't going back when you got stuff to fall back on. I just don't think maybe Lord Jamar ain't got anything to fall back on. You know, I think that he really needs this YouTube thing to kind of take off, to kind of reignite. Because this YouTube and social media has reignite a lot of old school guys' career. You know what I'm saying? Godfrey was kind of quiet for a while until this internet thing took off for him during the pandemic. He kind of blew up during the pandemic. You know, he was able to go on Vlad and snowball, and now he's getting opportunities thrown at him, comedy specials and stuff. So it's like a lot of these older OG cats from the 90s that were getting that we know, they all moving to getting podcasts. You see these all ex-football players and athletes getting podcasts and stuff like that. Old school rappers. Who else? Like Cypress Hill getting So this is just a way to reignite their career. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's happening with Lord Jamar. He's trying to reignite his career in another lane, like a Noriega with the Drink Champs. Drink Champs is like huge. You know what I'm saying? And that reignite Noriega's career, Nori's career. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is. Anyway, more power to him. What do y'all think about this video, man? Let's talk about it in the comments. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you.